Hi, this is Danny Davis. On my last tutorial, when we were doing a video outside, I said I was going to bring you inside the studio and show you some free programs on video and photo editing. So today is my first tutorial on the FX Foto. I'm going to click on it. I already have it loaded. This is an older type program. I actually downloaded from CNET, and of course this program has an upgrade that you can pay, but I've been using the free version for years, so we're just going to click there. We're going to continue. We're not going to upgrade. To be a free program, most of the ones that you have to upgrade or you can upgrade to pay, the free versions are very limited, but I find this version has many options. So let me go through some right quick. Today we're going to focus on mostly the clone and the remove blemish brush and the clone brush. But let me tell you about some other. You can actually crop a circle or squares. You've got the frame. You can do 3 frames, skin frames, all different types of frames, and actually put them on, layer them on top of each other. You can add text, and this is just some of the features, the free features that are enabled when you do this, that you can actually save back to a file. So we're going to get started. To get a picture into FX, and I think the full name would be Triscape Fx. To get a picture into this, you would click File and Open, and then it'll take you to your go to your pictures, and you would just double click, and your picture would come up on this screen right here. What I've done, I have pre-arranged a couple photos here, and this I'm gonna click the undone version for you to see right here. As you can see, this old photo here is quite scratched and wrinkled and has a lot of blemish marks on it. This program has been around for a long time. Actually, I downloaded it a couple, 3 or 4 years ago actually, and but when I've talked to people about it, it's like, oh really, that they can do all that? And most of the time you get a free program like this, it's not that impressive. The learning curve on this program is very, very easy. I like to call it the fix and click program. You don't have to do a whole lot of editing, like going back to fix where you made a mistake. You can kind of a lot of times cover it up, especially when you're using your blemish brush and your clone brush. Okay, so we've got our picture we want to correct in here. Okay, go up here to where it says improve image. You click on that, auto improve. Now this auto improve is very impressive to me, because a lot of auto improve program where it says you can auto improve something tends to get into your color too much. But this here is quite impressive, and I've had a few times that the auto improve didn't seem like it did that big a deal, but most of the time it's very impressive. So we're going to click auto improve, and see, with just that one little click, you've improved it a tremendous amount. Okay, next, what I'm going to show you first is the blemish brush, and I'm going to go up here right up at the top and click blemish. You have an option here, your edge feathering and the circle width size. You can move up and down. As you can see, when I move in here, the circle is smaller. You go up, it gets bigger. The smaller you get. When you get into fine detail, you want to use your small stuff like the face and little bitty tiny spots or something like that. Okay, now the feathering I liked, for me, this is your preference, but for me, when I'm doing especially the blemish brush, that when you get it to a good size, so you're doing, So you want to use a larger size blemish brush when you're doing the creases here that are quite large. So you want to be covering them. And I like to use the feathering, so I have to click it more than one time, so it's not as harsh. All of a sudden you've got this big, round blob right there. So it works out a lot better that way. If each time you click it, it gets a little darker with the feathering like that. If you set it all the way down, it'd just be a big spot. But I like to use it to where you can click it a few times and then just kind of move it around and feather it, because like I said, if you click it several times, you'll just have a big, where the circle is, you'll just have it gets darker each time you click it. So I've got that set around 26 is where it's my preference is. Okay, on the brush size, like I said, these bigger blemishes, you're going to use the big enough to cover the whole blemish. Okay, also you can use clone to do this also, but right now we're going to use the blemish for this. And I'm going to click it. You right click on it, and as you can see, it's going away. So we're going to do this kind of, I have a finished product, so I'm not going to completely go through this. I'm just going to show you some steps. Now you can see the background here. If you're not careful, you'll end up with a little darker circle there. So you can just blemish it. You can just fade it out by going around it. Usually the background is not that detailed, so if you're not got a whole lot of detail, you can do a lot better, like on this picture. Okay, but on this picture here, I'm gonna bring it up. On this picture here, you can see her collar has a matted type, rough texture, and you want to try to keep as much detail. Now if you use blemish, what it does, it kind of blurs and darkens the spot to remove it. But clone is actually taking one spot, moving it to another, and replacing whatever is underneath that with what you're moving to it. So for more detailed areas, you want to use your clone. So I'm gonna go up here and just click clone, and watch your feather don't go down. It's on about 26, 29, somewhere in there. That's good. You see, it's too, actually, I'm going to bring this up for a bigger spot because it'd be too small. So we're going to bring it up. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, it looks good. A little more. Bigger area. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to come right up here. Now stay as close to the color area as you can from where your blemish is. Like, I don't want to go way up here and get a white and bring it down here and stick it in the dark. So I want to keep the dark in this area, covering this blemish, the darker area. Okay, so I'll click right there. What you do is you right click and you move, and then click, and it starts to remove the blemish. So if you make a mistake, say if I went down here and got this white thing and stuck it over here and it looked terrible like that, we'll just go back up here and cover it right back over it and just blend it in. That's what I was talking about. I like to call this program the click it and fix it. There we go. Let's see. And you can just go on down. Now right down here is if you were using the blemish brush on this area, it would just take a lot of clicks to get it dark enough, especially with the feathering like that. And when you bring your feathering down, like I said, you're going to end up with a darker black spot. So I like to use clone also on this type of blemish. So what I'm going to do over here is you see this is kind of a white area, so we're going to come right here and leave that white. Sorry, I messed up, but I can fix it. Kind of keep it within the same color coordinates. Now when I get close to right there, it's hard to keep my circle and try to get those two little white spots, so I'm going to bring my brush down some here. And then I can just click and get those two little spots with these. I'm going to go over here and catch this big spot. I don't want to move. Let's see, I want me a white spot down there. I'll just bring it down there and put click. Click. And just blend that right in. Okay. Now, to do the face and around the eyes, I find that going back to your blemish brush, and of course you got to go down with your size like I was telling you before when you're doing smaller area, just enough to cover it good. There we go, and just click those away. If you want to get rid of some of the dark under eyes, you can, but these old pictures like this, I think that was kind of the thing, kind of a dark eyed person. We're not going to go through the whole thing. I have a finished product I'm going to show you, but I just wanted to quickly go through this. So we'll just go around out here and click and fix. Bring my sides up just a little. It's not covering it up at all. The clicking I'm having to do. I think I'll bring it over here. You can kind of feed off of the white a little bit right there. Leave part of the white into the dark, and it starts to lighten up. You go over here, click them up a little bit, and fix these spots. Okay, but that's how it works. And later on, I'm going to make a tutorial that will feature the framing and some of the other the cropping type thing. Okay, this is the original. There's your original. Okay, this is the finished product. I think it's quite of an improvement. Now this like I said, this product here, the Triscape Fx, has been on the market for a long time, actually, as a free and a paid also. And it's a terrific editing. I also use GIMP, which is a very good product. When I need something more complicated, I go in using GIMP, because you got the alpha layers and all stuff like this. But like I said, this one for just click and fix, man, is great. So this is the old, one more time, and this is the new edited process. Alright, I'm Danny Davis, and thank you for watching my tutorial. I hope you download this program and you enjoy it as much as I have.